it time to sign the alarm bells, Preston fans, for Middlesbrough take interest in Emil Riis Jakobsen. Apologies, the wife interrupting the recording. Anyways, what was I saying? Middlesbrough are taking interest in Emil Riis. No, we should not panic. Of course, it's alarming times because, for one, Troy Parrott can't score any goals, and Riis hasn't scored any goals yet either. He was our top scorer last season, so just because he's not scoring now, should we get rid of him? Absolutely not. I think it's absolutely stupid the way that some Preston North End fans actually think and process things in their head, because they think because he's not scored, he's not worth it no more. I don't get it. I think it's mockery. Anyways, back on track, shall we? Let's have a look at this article that somebody posted. Who's at my front door now? Right. Middlesbrough want to sign Emil Riis from Preston. However, as we can see here, Middlesbrough have held discussions over Emil Riis, but Preston are adamant they will not be allowing the Danish striker to leave Deepdale unless their full valuation is met. Now, that does not mean that Riis is guaranteed to stay, because if Middlesbrough are dead serious about wanting Riis, they're going to meet our asking price probably without a doubt, and if not this window, maybe next window. But here's the problem with this. We don't have another striker, we still don't have a right wing back, and if we get rid of Riis, our two forward options remain Troy Parrott and Ched Evans. Troy Parrott's not a terrible player. The goals just haven't come his way yet, and when they do come, I'm sure he's going to be the absolute dog's bollocks. But Ched Evans is a strange one. He can score his goals, but at the same time he's a bit of a liability. Shawnee Maguire's still injured, and we can't trust Sean Maguire for goals anyway. So what do we do in this predicament? Well, that's simple. Just put the asking price ridiculously high or say that he's not for sale. Because if we don't have enough funding for another player, how are we supposed to replace him? And we shouldn't be thinking about replacing Riis anyway. Like I said, he was our top scorer last season, even with Cameron Archer next to him. Fair enough, Cameron Archer weren't here that long, but he was still the top scorer. That's what I'm trying to say. He still scored goals while Cameron Archer were here. He scored a hat-trick on the final day of the season. We can't be getting rid of Emil Riis, not yet. Definitely not yet. Riis is still coming up to his peak. So, what is the asking price? I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say roughly 10 million for Riis. I think that's absolutely appalling. Because if you want to keep this player, if we've got a player such as Riis, and we need to be keeping Riis, 10 million, that can be matched by quite a lot of clubs. So, I'd maybe up it to 13 or 15 million, simply because we need to keep hold of this motherfucker. And if we don't, everything's going to capsize. I'm not saying Riis is the saviour of Preston North End, but what I am saying is he's our top goal scorer for last season. And he's going to be very good this season as well. It's just a slow start to the season. We've had a slow start, that's all it is. There's no need to panic. There's a number of clubs that have said they have interest in Riis, but Middlesbrough is the key one because they are still after a few more targets, and that is the problem. So there's a few. So Preston's statement: the club are aware of rumours in the public domain regarding offers for one or more of our players. We have not currently received any acceptable offers for any of our players. Should this position change, we'll make a statement at the time. So that they're basically saying no one's given us the money we want, and if they do give us the money we want, we'll sell him and then tell you. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of credit to give to Riis. He's quite tall, he's got a great foot, he's athletic, he's quite strong as well. He's an all-around great striker. He's just having a bit of a shaky start to the season, probably trying to adapt with Troy. And obviously Troy's having his own problems. So what does this mean for our forward options? Can we get another striker in? I don't have a clue. However, what does this mean about Cameron Archer? I know this is a completely unrelated topic, Cameron Archer. However, Steven Gerrard has recently released some new words about Cameron Archer. Archer has been linked with a move away from Villa Park in the last few days, used as part of an exchange with Watford for a move for their Ismail Sarr. Despite Villa manager Steven Gerrard previously stating he would be staying at the club this summer. North End were keen to secure the forward, who spent the second half of last season at Deepdale, but have seen their inquiry turned down. Archer became a firm favourite at Deepdale during his short time in cementing his place in PNE folklore by scoring against Blackpool in April. PNE manager Ryan Lowe has made no secret of his admiration for the England under-21 international, nor his want to bring him back to the club should the opportunity arise. What I will say, and is all I will say on it, Cameron Archer becomes available, I'd like to think I'd know, Ryan Lowe said. If I get a phone call saying he's available, then great. If I don't, I'm not too concerned. I'm not running around, I haven't been waiting on players. Everyone knows how I feel about Cam until my phone goes from the manager to say that he's available. I'm taking it as he's not available. So basically, Cameron Archer's not available yet, however it's still possible. because a lot of people have been seeing the fact that he hasn't exactly been getting game time as an indication that he might come available, which is bollocks. Just because someone's not getting game time doesn't mean they're going to come available. At first, I remember Stephen Gerrard saying a few months ago that if they can get 2 more strikers in, then they might let Cameron Archer go again. However, they was about to get someone in through Ismail Sarr, but that deal's fallen through, so that's not exactly plausible anymore. So it looks like Cameron Archer's there to stay as a bench option, and even still as a bench option, he's not getting played. So, well, I think it's common knowledge that we all know that the best thing for Cameron Archer and his development is him to come out on loan again. But I don't think it's to the Championship. He's too good for the Championship, and he proved it last season. However, it would be great for his confidence to be back in the Championship. But Cameron Archer himself knows he's too good. He knows he should be playing better football. He knows he should be playing in harder leagues. So, yeah, I don't think Cameron Archer, as much as he loves the club, as he said, Cameron Archer probably don't have any interest in coming back to Preston North End, unfortunately. And I do think it's very unlikely that we will see Cam once again. And he, like I said, and as this says here, he's just signed a 5-year deal at Villa. He's probably going to play in the Carabao Cup for them. He's been on the bench for them every game and made an appearance. He didn't even make an appearance last night in the Carabao Cup against Bolton when they were 1-0 down. Of course, they came up back to win the game 4-1, but he didn't even come off the bench that game. As far as I'm aware, he didn't come off the bench. Did he? Did he come off the bench? Well, he didn't score. I had him to score as well on my bet, bastards. Lineups, where's Archer? Oh, he did come on. Yeah, but when did he come on? Was it like a last minute thing? Cameron Archer came on at 82 minutes. It's far too late. You can't be sending Cameron Archer on the pitch at 82 minutes. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Archer's a great talent and there's always time to score at the end of a game, as Leon Bailey's proved here. But, no. If you're going to put Archer on the pitch, it has to be about 60 minutes, provided you are going to make the substitute. I was going to bet on Dion Charles as well. I've got links to Dion Charles. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is you can't be... If you want to keep Cameron Archer... Sorry, Mike. If you want to keep Cameron Archer and you want to be playing him and make the best out of his ability, please, 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 do not send him on that late, Gerrard. You need to be playing the lad more. I know he might not be ready and he's got to compete against Ollie Watkins and Danny Ings and all these other players. Leon Bailey, who looked really good this season. Just because he's got that competition, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be playing him. You need to play Cameron Archer. Let the lad flourish. Let him develop. He's a fucking talent and we've all seen it. It's a similar situation with Everson at Leicester. Why are they playing Danny Ward and they're not playing Daniel Everson? Danny Ward is fucking awful in comparison to fucking Everson. I mean, Schmeichel was better than both of them, but he's now gone. So that's what I mean. They'll go to Leicester City FC. They probably played him last night in the Cup, if I had to make a guess, which they won on penalties of all things. Yeah, they played him in the Cup. So if we look at a game before that, let's have a dig, shall we? Southampton, let me guess, they played Danny Ward. They lost 2-1. Let's have a look. Lineups, did they play Danny Ward? Yes, they did. Let's have a look against Arsenal. Did they play Danny Ward? Lineups, yes, they did. Leicester, did you play Danny Ward? Yes, you did. Why are you playing Danny Ward? Danny Ward. Why are you playing Danny Ward? Why? What is the fucking use? What's good that you're gonna get out of playing Danny Ward? I don't get it. I mean, you can't play Schmeichel, so play Everson. We've seen it, how good Everson is. I mean, they probably don't see it, and a lot of the Leicester fans beg to think that he's shit. But trust me, Leicester fans, if there's any of you here, Daniel Everson is more than capable of being a suitable replacement in the Premier League for Kasper Schmeichel. Danny Ward is not. That's like saying, for Manchester United, you're going to take off David De Gea and you're going to play Dean Henderson permanently. Why would you do that? Dean Henderson fits in perfectly at Nottingham Forest because they were in good need of a keeper anyways. That's better than what they had. But he's not a good fit for Man United because they've already got a fantastic keeper. Or if we look at a bit of a different situation, let's look at Liverpool. We've got Alisson and then we've got Kelleher, or whatever his name is. Alisson's a fantastic keeper who makes plenty of cock-ups when he's off his line. However, Kelleher is a good keeper that also makes plenty of good choices, but on his line he's not as good as Alisson. So that's a bit of a payoff you got to think about with those two keepers. But in the case of Danny Ward and Everson's just a better keeper, full stop. But then when it comes to our case, we've got Woodman and we've got Cornell. And I think they're both good keepers in their own rights. I think Cornell is very good in what he showed last night. But Woodman's all around probably the better keeper. He's had more experience in terms of playing against big leagues. So yeah, I'd take Woodman over David, but they're still great keepers. Anyways, I'm going to cut that there. If we're going to get rid of Riis, which we probably won't, we need some good money from him so we can invest that into a good striker. It probably won't be Cameron Archer, so we can't be holding out hope for Cameron Archer any longer. Cameron Archer was a one-time, once-in-a-blue-moon loan spell at Deepdale, and if he ever was to come back, it's not going to be in the short term. So we can keep our fingers crossed, but we've got to forget about it for now. But in terms of Riis, he's probably not going anywhere, and if he does, I think North End have made a terrible, terrible choice if they are not able to secure a striker in sufficient time. So please, North End, watch what you are doing, because this could lead to us having a catastrophic start to the season. We've had a good start by not conceding. We've not scored yet, but that will come. The goals will come. Conceding goals is only going to be a result of how we play forward and in the middle. That defence is fine. If that forward play, because Riis does make good contributions to keeping that ball in play in our favour. Riis is one of our key players. Please make the right decision.